What's up, everyone? AJ Legend back here with another review, and I'm going to be taking a look at Deep Rising, written and directed by Stephen Sommers. Deep Rising stars Kevin J. O'Connor, Treat Williams, Famke Jensen, Anthony Heald, and a slew of other, B-list character actors. Now, Deep Rising. This is an extremely underrated movie. I remember seeing this movie with my dad when it first came out when I was 8 years old, and I loved it. This movie is a typical 1990s action romp. You get these group of characters, Treat Williams, who's like this renegade, boat driver, and he has his little crew with his mechanic Pantucci, played by Kevin J. O'Connor, and Pantucci's girlfriend, and they take a contract with these mercenaries, and they don't know what these mercenaries are up to, but we do. As the movie progresses, we find out that the owner of this luxurious ship wants to collect the insurance, so he pretty much sabotages his own boat, and he pays these mercenaries to loot the ship so that he can collect. Now, of course, that's the MacGuffin of the story. The actual plot of this movie is simple. The boat is infested by this ridiculously obscene sea monster that drinks you and excretes your human remains. So this entire ship is infested with this thing. And unbeknownst to Treat Williams' gang and the mercenaries, they're in for one hell of a ride. Now, the best description I've heard for Deep Rising is Titanic meets Jaws meets Die Hard. And it really is. The ship is as big as the Titanic, Jaws because of the sea creature, and Die Hard because it just has so much action in it with machine guns and all that stuff, and it has funny quips. You have good, characters. There's no depth to them. You don't really need depth to these characters. You know who they are. They're stereotypes pretty much. They're stereotypical. You know what they are. You know what they're all about. Just watch the movie, turn your brain off, and have fun. And that's one of the best things I like about Deep Rising. It is a fun movie. Stephen Sommers knows how to direct turn your brain off fun action movies, and I think he does not get enough credit for that particular type of genre. I think he gets crapped on way too much. I think people really should give him a little bit more, credit, because he did things like The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, and those are very good action movies. He did Van Helsing, which is a really, really, really good action movie to itself as well. And he did the first G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, which is a good action movie. So Sommers knows how to direct good action movies that doesn't require you to strain your brain trying to know who these characters are. They're stereotypes. That's all you need. And that's the best thing about Deep Rising, because it knows what it is. Treat Williams' character Finnegan, he's funny. He has good one-liners. I like the chemistry with him and Kevin J. O'Connor. I think they play really well off one another. I laugh hysterical whenever I see Deep Rising. I love the character of Joey Pantucci, played by Kevin O'Connor. I think he's hysterical. You got Trevor Goddard, who played Kano, playing a guy called T-Ray in the movie. And he has fun, and he has like this fun little scene where he's getting boat sick, and everyone's blowing smoke in his face. You got one guy describing how he wants to eat elephant eyeballs, and he starts puking all over the place. It's hysterical. You got Cliff Curtis, who many people know from Fear the Walking Dead. He's in this movie. His whole gimmick is that he's a womanizer, and he has some pretty funny lines as well. You got Djimon Hounsou. If I pronounce his name wrong, I'm sorry. But if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, he was in that movie. He had some funny stuff also. So it's like, so these characters, of course, you have Jason Flemyng, who plays your typical British guy, and he's pretty fun as well. You got Wes Studi, if you're familiar with Street Fighter, played Sagat. He's the leader of the mercenaries, and I actually do like the antagonistic relationship that he and Finnegan have. But once the shit hits the fan, it transitions slowly into a mutual respect. They don't care for one another, but they see the bigger picture, which is, we got to survive this shit. I need you now. So I like how that little story plays out throughout the movie, which I thought was really well done. And Wes Studi is a very underrated actor, and I also think Treat Williams is also another underrated actor. So they played off well one another. I like Femke Jensen as Trinity, and I like the budding romance between her and Finnegan. Trinity's a badass in her own right. She's afraid. No, you can tell she's and afraid. Who wouldn't be afraid? But she ain't gonna run away and hide. You give her a gun, she'll be like, listen, I'll point and shoot if I have to. So I like Trinity's character, and I like the relationship that happens between her and Finnegan. I thought that was really well written. I like Anthony Heald. Anthony Heald, who played Chilton in Silence of the Lambs. He's in this movie, and he plays that, and he's stereotyped as like this sleazeball, as he was in Silence, and he's no different in here, but he's fun. He plays the sleazy scumbag really, really well to a T, and when he gets his comeuppance in this movie, you're just like, yes. Anthony Heald is very talented at playing the character you love to hate and can't wait to see get what's coming to him. Of course, he plays it to a T in this movie. Especially when you find out that he was the one that orchestrated the whole sabotage and the bolt, but did not foresee, like no one could have foreseen what was to come. And the overall look of the sea creature, I like it. It's unique. It's different than what you're used to seeing. It's kind of like this prehistoric octopus type thing. It's got these giant tentacles, and the overall look of it is just ridiculous. It's like what would happen if a dinosaur met a squid and it blew up to 20,000 feet tall. That's what the sea monster is, which is called an Otoya or something like that, and it's fucking massive. And the things that it can, and a lot of the chase scenes that the characters have with the squid, with the sea monster, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Of course, I liked how this movie, this movie was made in the late 90s. So the CG, it is what it is. It's not too bad. It really is not too bad. For its time, it was done pretty well. Looking at it now, it is dated, but it's not like dated to the point where your eyes are going to strain. It's passable. Given today's standards, it's passable. But I also do like the mix of practical effects that are also peppered throughout the movie as well, which are also done really well. And it just enhances. It enhances the old CGI of the 90s just a little bit to make it passable. So yeah, from a production standpoint, the movie's really well done. I like how it all takes place in the ship. I like the overall look of the ship. I like the interiors of the ship. I like the corridors the characters got to sneak through, try to hide from this thing and run away from this thing. Like I said, the characters to me are very entertaining. To me they're very memorable, especially Finnegan and Pantucci and some of the mercenaries like Wes Studi's character. Famke Jensen does a good job as your female lead. I like the overall climax when they're on a speedboat and they eventually blow up the entire ship, killing the creature. And I also love the ending, how they get to this island. You think they're all safe. They hear this roar, and you see this entire island just looking like a mess. You get like a erupting volcano in the background, lava flowing. Perfect setup for a sequel that never happened, which is unfortunate because I think I would have liked to have seen a sequel to this movie back in the day. I didn't get it, but it is what it is. Yeah, so overall, for me, Deep Rising is a solid 8 out of 10. It's a cheesy, fun action popcorn movie. It is what it is, and it delivers, and that's all you can ask for a movie that's called Deep Rising. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.